What's happening, guys? Welcome to my channel. Today we're doing a film review. This film has, I think, been one of the most talked about films in the last 2 months, should I say, since the trailer came out, and people are quite split on opinions. Even the military and the US government apparently is giving warnings to, moviegoers that this film's got a lot of violence, which I think is quite, stupid, and I think it's nonsense, really. So yesterday I went to see Joker, and let me just give my initial thoughts when I saw the trailer. So I took the Joker from Suicide Squad. I took the Joker from Batman, right? This guy was very crazy. He wants to blow up stuff and all that stuff. So when I saw the trailer, it was a bit different. It wasn't full in action. It was much more of a drama storytelling. So it didn't kind of excite me at all to go watch it. But I thought, let me just give it a chance because there's been a lot of people talking about it and people that are split on opinions, and just see what the hype is all about. But this film, I think, is not about hype. I think if you go with an open eye to see, what exactly it's all about, I think you've got to put yourself in the mind of the Joker, see how he grew up, see where he came from, and see his life. And so the first scene opens with the Joker dancing around, carrying a sign. Then these little boys come and these teenager boys come and take his sign and run away. Then he chases them. Then he corners them in the alleyway and they beat him up. And then it shows him going to work. He works for this clown company, so he works with other guys and all sorts and all that stuff. So people in his job don't really like him because he's very peculiar, he's very different. He's got this laughing condition. Now, I don't know if it's a condition at all, because I think with this film, it's really up to you to sort of dissect and see if certain things are what they seem to be. Because I believe it's up to each person's, I think, understanding and interpretation. But yeah, so with Joaquin Phoenix, that's a very hard name to say. I like him because he's able to get into this role and he's able to portray the Joker. I don't think nobody else, could have done a better job that's alive anyways. And also, I came across him in The Gladiator, and I think he was a very, very good actor. But I think his time to actually shine with this film, and it really carries the film itself as well. And so, yes, guys, so after we see him in his job, and he's assigned with a job to go and be a clown at this children's hospital. So something happens there, which then leads him to getting fired and losing his job. And then I kind of feel he sort of started changing and evolving. Like the more harder his life got, then the more sort of the evil side sort of started coming out. So then so what happens next is basically he's having a chat with his mom, and the mom says that Mr. Wayne will come for them and he cares about them and this and that and the other. That's Tom Wayne, by the way, the father of Bruce Wayne. So then he comes across a letter, which, as it seems was written by the Tom Wayne apparently, to them, speaking about him being the son of Tom Wayne, being that secret love child, etc., etc., etc. So then he obviously confronts the mom, and the mom's just trying to avoid the whole confrontation. And then he goes to Mr. Tom Wayne, who's campaigning to be mayor, and he's not there, so he comes across Bruce Wayne, who's Batman. And then things happen there. I'm not gonna say a lot of things because I'm trying to keep it just as little as possible, so I'm not telling you guys I haven't watched it, so you can go and watch it. So basically what happens is so Joker's on the subway going back home. It's in Gotham City, by the way. So he's on the subway going back home. These rich guys that are from Wall Street or whatever, bankers, they're being bit of pranks or silly silly boys, basically. They're picking on this girl, and because the Joker's got a laughing condition, he starts laughing. Then they come towards him, and they start taking the mick out of him, start just taking the piece out of him, basically. And I think they took something of his, and he tries to go and get it, and then they start punching him. So then the Joker kind of loses it, and I think the Joker character comes out, because he was called Arthur, but I think the Joker part kind of came out when they started kicking him and hitting him. And that was the second time he was being hit, within the film. So he kind of flips and he picks the gun, which is in his pocket, and he shoots two other guys, and then he chases the other guy. So after killing them, he doesn't feel any sense of remorse or regret or anything at all. He's just fine about it. And since he's lost his job, he wants to become a comedian. So he goes to this stand-up comedian club where he's got his own set, and he goes on set and does his jokes, which are not even funny at all. So then we see Robert De Niro. He shows Arthur's set on his TV show, and they're laughing at him and all this stuff. And then Arthur slash Joker, he gets a phone call to be invited to go to De Niro's show. But what is, after these killings have happened, people start like resenting the rich people because Tom Wayne, who's campaigning to be the mayor, he doesn't really care about the poor people, and people kind of feel oppressed by the rich people, so they begin to resent them. So people start putting on the clown mask. So in a sense, like he's starting a movement, though he didn't mean to start a movement, but he starts a movement because, remember the Joker killed those bankers. So in a sense, it was some sort of like, I guess if you will, like some sort of revenge ship, which he took on the city's behalf. So then people start to like protest, and there's a massive protest, there's a massive uproar within Gotham Town. And the Joker kind of, feels like, he started a movement. And I think that actually fits into this whole Joker character. So he almost like loses himself essentially. And then his mother, alleged mother, gets admitted into hospital. And and the Joker kind of finds out that, that mom of his is not his actual biological mother. It was actually adopted. And apparently the mother's ex-boyfriend used to beat up Joker, so that's why Joker's that messed up. That's why he's not very happy at all. Like I think he's actually happy when he becomes Joker than Arthur. As Arthur, he doesn't come across happy at all. He doesn't relate to people in a normal way. He hasn't got any friends at all, apart from his mother. So once Joker finds out that he was adopted, and the mom was to blame for the boyfriend kicking his behind, he then does an unthinkable act, which I won't say because I don't want to spoil your views, guys. And once he does that, I think he comes out sort of cleansed. It feels like he's sort of washed away all the people that are responsible for obviously his situation. So then he goes to the show, Robert De Niro's show. But before he goes, he starts to put this makeup on and dye his hair to become the Joker that he is. And as he's putting that on, he puts on the famous purple suit, and he becomes a character. And he kills somebody that he used to work with. And once he kills that person, the cops are now chasing him. And he, while this is getting chased, he still finds time to also dance. And he had a thing about dancing, to be honest, it's like as if he had this song in his head, which he hears, and he just dances and just dances. So he runs to the subway, and the subway is full of people dressed in all clowns. They're all going to a demonstration, literally fully packed. And he was able to come out the subway without being caught by the cops. And he goes to De Niro's show. And when he's there at De Niro's show, basically he admits to the viewers that are watching the show that he killed those boys. He admits that. So I won't say what he does to De Niro, just for those that haven't seen the film, go watch it, guys. And once he does the act that he does, sorry for that phone. So once he does what he does, then the cops arrest him, then they put him in a car. And then as they're driving him, they get rammed by an ambulance. And that ambulance has got Joker's supporters. I've just seen him confess on live TV that he's killed those 3 boys. And they take him out and put him on the car's hood/bonnet, depending on what part of the world he come from. And then he stands up, and he's got blood on his nose, and he takes that blood and he does a Joker smile like so. And then this all just changes to this mental asylum, and it shows the Joker speaking to a counselor, which is quite confusing then, because the ending was very, very, very confusing. Because you think, was he deluded? Was that all in his imagination? But at the same time, in that mental asylum, is he speaking to that counselor/psychiatrist? And it shows him coming out the office of the psychiatrist. As he's coming out, I noticed his shoes had blood, so he left blood tracks on the floor. And then he gets to this near to this window, and he starts dancing and spinning around. Then he starts running away as he's getting chased by one of the nurses there. And that kind of made me think, is DC trying to confuse us there? What are they trying to say? So I kind of took it as that the Joker actually imagined things. Because if you look at the file about his about his mother, it says she had, she was quite deluded. She had delusions of grandeur. So you actually wonder as well, does the Joker actually have delusions of grandeur? Was he thinking about all these things in his head? You just sort of wonder. I think it just kind of throws you off. So I hope that DC will actually release a second film, which at least I think will help fans to actually understand, I think, in depth what is happening. And I will say, guys, like I said, this is not a promo. I'm not getting paid at all, but just go watch the film and comment what you think below. If you got any extra information, hey, I don't mind, as long as you put it nicely, criticizing. And anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Sorry for waffling for quite a long time, but yes, thanks for those that watch. Take care, guys. Bye-bye now.